Hi, everybody. In your surprise turn of events, I am the teacher of this class. Um, a lot of us just finished a course right before this class on the map, where we're going in depth on the middle, and later stages of meditation. I'd say most of us are in that course. So I would just really love to hear how that class went for you. Um, start our start our class today with that. And if you're not part of that course, we did stage 7 today. It was starting to do a practice of absorption. We're calling it concentration level practice. So I'm curious, it's the first the first level of that is you access it on top of the body scan, which we've been doing. You shift from doing a body scan practice, or in stage 6 when you experience the whole body as the breath. If you can just shift right into that experience. Um, and then from there, we're looking for the signs of concentration levels in which we can then enter those flow states. So that's kind of the high level overview for those not in the course. All of that's based on getting to a level of exclusive concentration. So you're no longer dealing with things like subtle dullness or distraction. So would love to just hear from people how that meditation went, to just start our class, and then we can kind of go from there. If anybody
Yes.
wants. Yeah, Remy, hi.
Teacher, they say that you are what you eat. Therefore, do I feel like kombucha because I drink kombucha all day? The question.
Yeah, exactly. Mm. Um, One of the metaphors that was used for the sensation of prana in your whole body is like Remy had this metaphor of like, it feels like kombucha. And I loved that because I drink kombucha a lot. And when you're doing the whole body concentration, you're watching the movement of changes of sensation over time. And like it really does feel this like kind of like champagne, like this kind of nice, happy tingling, or I feel like that when I drink kombucha.
Actually, I had sort of an evolution of the metaphor over the last few weeks, which is when it gets really intense, it feels more like boiling at that point, which is like stronger than simply sparkling. So that's interesting too.
Yeah, that's another thing that we talked about today is as harmonization of the mind happens, um, meditative joy starts to arise, and things like bliss um, start to come. And sometimes that's pleasant, and sometimes it's unpleasant. So both of those sensations can be possible. Um, but it can get very, very intense once we start to get into stage 7, and especially at stage 8 in practice. So yeah, it does feel like the heat is getting turned up. So I like the boiling water metaphor too. It's good. Mhm. Anybody else have anything that they want to share? Anastasia, it seems like you were having a good meditation. Same with Yulia. Ivan looks like he's still in it.
Nicole, I actually was in a challenge for a no 0 days for a meditation, and I failed the challenge yesterday. But I have an excuse. I've got sick, so you know
It's okay.
that's why for me it's quite difficult to get into any stage of meditation. But before that, I actually wanted to ask you a couple days or maybe a day or two before I got sick. I don't know what happened, but my meditation used to be pretty solid, at least level four, for like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months or so. But then a couple days before I got sick, so 2, 3 days ago, pretty much, for the 2 days in a row, I've been on level two at the most, so I don't know how that connected or something, or have you ever been experienced something like that, sudden drop in your level of concentration?
It's not like you just get to a certain level and you'll never go back. It's like you might spontaneously have an amazing meditation. You could be like a regular stage three practitioner, and one day your karma pushes you into stage seven. The inverse is true as well. Um, so it's just good to know and be able to recognize what stage you're on. It doesn't really matter. And I don't know, it's hard to like present things so linearly in stages and not have students get attached to, but I usually am a stage six. Like, you know, and then there's aversion or disappointment or just more negative mental states about not liking what's happening. And it's not so linear. Like you get here and then you never go back. You know, when you do get to stage nine, like shamatha persists between your meditation sessions. So um it's not like there's no hope and you'll always be dropping back. Okay, it's not like that. It's like just keep planting seeds. Just keep, not disturbing others' minds. Like when you're sick or if you're in a fight with someone or you're afflicted, like um for sure it's so easy to be at stage two or three, even if you're normally meditating at higher levels. Um, and so to not be so to be more process oriented than goal oriented. We set our goal and then release attachment to the goal
Mm,
because the process is the way. You're just planting seeds. You're just recognizing the correct skill you're on, doing the skill for that stage, and trying to do it as joyfully as possible. And then notice, like, if you do drop to stage two, have you started hitting the dog? That's That's what stage two is. You're supposed to give the dog a treat.
I start catching myself sleeping actually.
Yeah, like reward yourself every time you come back. It doesn't matter how many times. Every time you're putting a habituation. Meditation is just habituating your mind
That's
and
right.
just making it so much stronger to be able to hold that state throughout the day, not just when you sit, but to be able to put that on emptiness all day. Or have shamatha on emptiness. The emptiness of you, the emptiness of what you're doing, the emptiness of the beings you encounter.
That's not so easy.
No, you need shamatha for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you so much, Nicole.
yeah. I think it's super relatable and a really good question because it's something that everyone will experience.
Thank you.
Anyways, we talked about flow today, and as you were introducing flow, I realized I had this book right under my hand, and this is the original book that brought flow to this world by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. So he is one of the first positive psychologists, and he's very well known for doing the original research on flow. And this research it is about having the right level of challenge, like not too easy that you might fall asleep and not find it thrilling, and not too hard that you might discourage yourself. Having the right level of challenge is perfect for cognitive engagement into the activity. So I knew about that research, and I also knew about, having using the right amount of effort in meditation. And I also thought about meditation as a flow state. But then today, I sort of clicked more clearly how those were related. That it's like during this state of absorption, using this conventional idea of the right amount of effort can be mapped directly to that research on flow, and therefore brings you in the actual flow state. And that's how you get into the flow state in meditation. And I was like, oh, yes, of course. That makes sense. But I guess it just wasn't as clear as now before. It's like the strings connected. So thank you, Nicole, for that.
It's cool. Also, of course, you just had that book under your desk.
But I still
Um,
haven't read it. I've had it for years. I lost it. My brother bought me a second copy. I still want to read it. Maybe I should put on my altar.
yeah,
I have other books now. Oh, so hard.
that's cool. If you guys don't know, Remy is a researcher he does a lot of research on the connection between Buddhism and happiness and states of mind. So he's a great resource if you're interested in learning more about the science behind some of these things. He's actively researching a lot of that stuff. So it's really cool. Um, let's practice. It was nice to start with a little discussion today. We're going to keep going with the body scan from stage 5, but I'm going to transition it into stage 6 today, where we work on experiencing the whole body as the breath and refining the scope of our attention even more thoroughly to specifically pranic sensations. So I'm going to do a little trick to try to help you tap into that feeling. And we'll exclude everything else that's not that from the experience. Sinking our peripheral awareness into sensations at the belly to give peripheral awareness something to do. Typically, it kind of allows discursive stuff in the background, little thoughts coming in, and dropping it to the belly. We have two main things that distract us: bodily sensations and mental thoughts. Bringing that peripheral awareness to the belly it excludes the mental thoughts, which are the more obstructive of the two types of distractions, subtle distractions at that stage. Okay, so see if you can try that. What does it feel like to put my peripheral awareness at the belly? So I'm very in this like embodied experience of the meditation, not up here thinking, which feels like I live up here. Does anybody else feel that? It's like my mind is here. Drop it back down. Get in your body. Get in your belly. All right. And exclude everything that's not bodily sensations for this practice, okay? And I'll drop us in pretty quick. So find a comfortable seat. Take a stretch if you need. First way you get into your body is like, let it feel good. And then find complete stillness. Oh, hi, Elena. Letting everything else go. You have carved out the next 27 minutes for practice. Remember your motivation why you're doing this. It's to end suffering forever for you and for everybody. So think about if anything is more important than that to you. If it is, maybe you should go do that. If not, close the door to everything else and come in fully to present time. And if thoughts try to come in today, judge them against your motivation. Which one is more important? For me, that bodhicitta of doing it for other people creates like a psalm around the practice. A diamond orb of protection, like anything else, I just can't come in. It's got to go out. Notice the sounds in the room. Sensations in your body, especially anything that's pleasant and wonderful. Maybe you immediately notice the kombucha tingling sensations in your fingers or your lips or your heart. Finding the scope of attention again, the sensations of breath. Maybe first at the belly and the chest and the nose. Anywhere you feel sensations of breath. Getting fully in your body. grounded, sit bones to the earth. Allowing the sensations in the body and the sounds in the room to stay in awareness. As attention gently rests at the tip of the nose. Precisely find it like you're bringing a feather to a snowflake. Without gripping, it's like gentle, but it's precise. And count 10 breaths. Exhale and inhale as one. Mind is on sensation. Counting is just a number. Notice that you can be really good at this. Your mind goes somewhere else today. Just come back joyfully as many times as you need. Doing the skill for the stage you're on. And we'll drop back. Feels like falling back down the spine to the sensations at the belly. Bringing our attention there now to any sensations related to breath at the belly. Could be the rise and fall. Could be the movement of your clothes on your skin. Just like we normally do with following at the nose, can you follow these sensations at the lower belly? Noticing the beginning and the end of the in-breath and the beginning and the end of the exhale. Being the breath sensations at the belly in your peripheral awareness. Can you Draw exclusive attention around the left hand. Any sensations in the left hand? Maybe you can feel the fire element. Any heat or parts of the hand that are cool. The earth element in the left hand. Any weight, pressure. Become fascinated. Nothing else is more important, so make sure attention is exclusive here on the left hand. What about the water element? Any pulsation or movement of blood pumping in the left hand? Fluidity. How do you experience the space element of the left hand? Position of it in space. Any openness in the joints. And finally, experience the air element, your prana, by observing any changes in any of these sensations over time. Like similar to the stage 4 connecting practice. How do these changes in the left hand move from one breath cycle to the next? That tingling, circulating, changing flow is what we're looking for when we do the body scan. Not looking for even, it's just experiencing. But make your attention exclusive on those changing sensations. Change the scope of the attention to the left lower arm. Scope of attention on the left upper arm and shoulder. Observing any changes in the sensation, the flow of prana there. Entire left arm, hand, and shoulder. Practicing agility, make the scope of attention your right hand. Peripheral awareness at the belly. Don't allow any discursive thoughts in the background anymore. Become fully immersed in the sensations in your body. Nothing else is more important. Right lower arm. Right upper arm and shoulder. You might find it takes a moment for the mind to let go of the previous object. That's okay. Just enjoy the process. Tie your right hand and arm and shoulder. Left foot. Left lower leg. Left upper leg. Entire left leg and foot. Right foot. Right lower leg. Don't forget your motivation. Isn't just a body scan, it's training your mind in shamatha so you can see emptiness directly, so you can transform your world. That stronger infused motivation, scope your attention to the right upper leg. You become fascinated with the changing sensations in your entire lower body. Noticing any currents or flows of energy. How those sensations change over time. you're straining or trying in any way, relax up your effort. Bring a smile in and enjoy experiencing the entire body as the breath. As you observe sensations changing throughout the whole body, is there a lightness, sparkling quality, tingling pleasantness? Does it feel kind of like the sky body, where the boundary of you and what's around you begins to disappear? As you shift your attention back to sensations at the nose, being aware of how the quality of your breath has changed. Is it flowing more evenly through the nostrils? Are there way more moments of sensation available? Dedicate your practice to someone that you love, to all beings. And just doing that is going to have a result. When it does come back, may it ripen upon our precious teachers. May they keep guiding us. And may any virtue acquired by showing up today be dedicated towards reaching total and complete enlightenment in this life for the sake of all beings. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the space. We are at time. We did questions at the beginning today. Bye. Hi, Sarah. So good to see you. How was France?
Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. Yeah, such a sweet opportunity. I'm so glad I got to go. Yeah,
So
so
happy
good to
to have
see
you there.
you. Yeah, so sweet, so nice to see all of you. That was so beautiful, Nicole. So good. Oh, so good.
Good. I'm glad it landed. Thank you for being here. You guys need to run. We are at time. Um, we'll meet at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. But I would love to hear how it went if you have time to stick around and chat. How did it go? Any insights? A lot of you just meditated for like 75 minutes straight, coming out of the previous class into this one.
I'm happy to share if
Yeah, thanks,
anyone else
Remy.
wants to. I'm gonna focus on like the sensations that I've felt, and it would be too long to discuss everything today, but I can try to be brief. And so, on the one hand, there is the sparkling, or some people call it tingling sensation, but I feel like there's also other kinds of, maybe pranic sensations or movements when you're saying, like, look at the movement. And it's like more subtle. I feel like for me, the sparkling is very clear, and the other kind of movement is more like around. It's like, almost like stroking the side of your body, or these kinds of movements. And then when you're talking about the sensations in specific body parts, let's say the hand, in relation to the breath, there's also something specific there. And so the best metaphor I can try to use to describe it is like the tide washing up the shore and coming back. So it's like a gentle blanket that's being pulled up and then being pulled down again. And it's like there's a delay with the breath. So it's like, um, when you breathe in, it sort of like goes like this, and you breathe out, and then it comes back like this. So that's the summary version.
That is super cool that you're feeling that. Um, yeah, in my experience of like tapping into the pranic body, like at first, it's like kind of like tingling sensations. What I tried to guide you in today, why we did the elements, is so that you got into a more refined experience of what prana is. It's that wind element. And as the experience of this refines, you do start to feel like, I love the ocean metaphor. It's like there's an experience of how it's going out to the extremities and kind of coming back in to the heart. And it does feel like an ocean wave. And I think as practice deepens, yeah, you can have that experience in your own body, and you can also kind of feel this like almost exchange with what's around you as well. This kind of going back and forth of the ocean waves. So keep leaning into that. It's really cool you're tapping into that. It's a pretty subtle experience of prana.
Hmm.
Uh, and there's like kind of levels and layers to that experience that I think just keep refining over time through continued practice. And yeah, thanks for sharing. Mhm. Hi, Emma.
I thank you. That was really, yeah, it was beautiful. Thank you. Um, to bounce off of what Remy was saying, I think what I'm noticing is I can get to that place of the like oceanic feeling when I'm more relaxed and just kind of allowing the breath, but it's almost like I feel like I can see my like where my brain is going. I start to feel the sensations too, and that's where I'm noticing the changes right now. And it's not so much related to my breath, and I wasn't sure if like that's sort of where the I need to drop the effort part of stage 7 or wherever that is.
Yeah. We were kind of getting into like the stage 6 body scan. Didn't quite go into the stage 7 like level practice of where you would go after you have um, the conditions necessary for that. Um, just so you know, for context, it's like kind of stage 5 into stage 6 body scan. Um, but I know what you're talking about. Like I experienced that too, of like um, when you're starting this practice, it kind of feels like you're taking your brain and like putting this is where the microscope is, just here, like, and drawing this like tight line around it. And at first, when you start to do this, it is a little bit tight because you're like really working at like keeping those subtle distractions out. And it kind of does take effort. It takes a lot of bandwidth to do the body scan, which is why it's such a great technique for subduing subtle distractions and subtle dullness,
Mhm.
because there's just not room for them anymore. When you're like, what? I have to feel the changes in like prana in here? Like, how am I going to do that if I'm not like locked in? And so at first, yeah, there's kind of, it does feel like almost a little tension, like your brain is like a little tight because you're trying to do it.
Mhm.
And as you keep practicing, like you're in the map course, right?
Mhm.
And we talked about kind of relaxing effort when you do get to stage 7 and to trust your training and to begin to let go a little bit of that tightness or um, and I think you can kind of start that in the stage 6, especially is like it should be, that's why peripheral awareness is at the belly. So you're like in this relaxed somatic experience. And then just like I prompted at the beginning of the meditation, when you're putting the feather on the snowflake, it's like feather-like touch. That's like the amount of gripping there should be. It's like a feather. But the precision is like you're finding a snowflake with that feather, right? So it doesn't have that like mm, gripping, exclusive in a gripping kind of way around the object. Like not going like this. It's like, that's a feather. I'm precise, but it's like soft from a relaxed uh, place. And part of that is like reps, and it gets a little easier. And the more you do this, the more agile your mind will become in being able to move easily from part to part. At first, for me, it feels kind of like almost like sticky, like goo or something. Like it kind of still wants to stay where you just had the mind. Like, and you have to kind of like, no, we're going here now. And so there is a little bit of that kind of like a little bit of effort to just keep it here. And then as much as possible, moving it into like, like a 3 out of 10 effort, not a, oh, it started to rain, but it's sunny. Um, Not gripping, light, gentle, relaxed, almost receiving the sensations versus trying to discern the sensations. Different state of receptivity to the experience.
Thank you. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to playing with that a little more. And I think my other follow up with that is with what you were saying, how it feels clunky moving to the next one. It's like I do feel like my attention is on the next part, but the is it I'm wondering if that's also kind of the point. It's like making everything feel more alive because that's what it feels like. It's like I can't my hand just feels so like activated and then I'm moving on to this part and it's like it's almost distracting, but I am focused on this, but it's like I'm not trying to stop that sensation, I guess is I don't know if that makes does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. It's like, well, it can still be there, but just it's part of what we're training here is agility of the mind,
Okay.
the ability to put your attention where you want it to be when
Hmm.
you want it there. And
Hmm.
so the mind will kind of want to stay with where it just was. And so it's like, okay, that can still be there, but just going to keep my attention now on these sensations. Yeah. But eventually, like you'll be able to just shift into full experiencing the full body as the breath when you're become super aware of your prana and those sensations. Like you wouldn't necessarily have to go through the whole body scan if you can just tap into that experience of it everywhere. So like you said, yeah, we are trying to just like have more awareness of that sensation and have equal discernment of that sensation in all parts of the body. But on the way, we're like training our attention and creating agility.
Thank you.
It's really cool to be able to talk about this stuff, you guys. It's really awesome to have people who are like practicing this and like we have this shared language to be able to actually talk about these things that are incredibly subtle and nuanced. And I don't know how many people in the world are talking about this right now. It's special and rare, and I'm super grateful for this community. Thank you for your practice. It's awesome. Okay, I should probably let you get on with the rest of your day as much as I would love to just literally talk about this all day with you. Okay, keep practicing. We'll see you on Tuesday, and some of you maybe before that. Love you very, very much.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
Давай одно такое большое.
Oh my gosh, you guys are perfect. And you're in red and white.
That's on purpose.
Mhm. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. So good to see you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for teaching.